Hola a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo video. Espero que estén muy pero que muy bien. Y hoy les voy a hablar de Russell Brand, esta controvertida celebridad que ha dado declaraciones impresionantes. Sé que no le gusta a todo mundo en mi canal porque hay quienes lo llaman disidencia controlada, es decir, que finge ser nuestro aliado pero está controlado por la élite, o así lo llaman algunos, porque se tomó una foto con Yuval Noah Harari, de quien hice un video anteriormente, el cual dijo que los seres humanos son animales hackeables. Sea como sea, sea disidencia controlada o no sea disidencia controlada, no quiere decir que sea mentira, porque yo investigué esta información y es verdad. Así que así no les caiga bien, desechen lo malo y retengan lo bueno. Este hombre tiene uno de los podcasts más grandes del mundo, ya superan en audiencia a los medios oficiales de noticias, y dijo que las grandes compañías de tecnología, Mark Zuckerberg en su compañía Meta ha lanzado una iniciativa llamada CZI, con la cual estaría haciendo una de las recolecciones de datos de jóvenes estudiantes de primaria y secundaria más grandes de la historia. Estamos hablando de un cuarto de toda la humanidad. Lo que se teme es el modo en que se está recopilando información sobre sentimientos, emociones, credo, pensamiento, también afiliación política e incluso religión. El artículo dice que se va a lanzar un programa o una serie de productos llamados Studio Summit, el cual pretendería dar una información adecuada a los estudiantes, pero se teme por una especie de adoctrinamiento único. Sea lo que sea, vamos a ver la traducción y ustedes sacarán sus propias conclusiones. Vean.
In June 2021, as students and teachers were finishing up a difficult school year, Priscilla Chan, wife of Facebook founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg, made a live virtual appearance on the Today Show announcing that the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, along with its partner Gradient Learning, was launching Along, a new digital tool to help students and teachers create meaningful connections in the aftermath of the pandemic. When we say things like, and the mainstream media are complicit in the relationship between big tech and big business, I say stuff like that, and then people go, that's a conspiracy theory. Well then, why is Zuckerberg's wife being invited on the Today Show to soft sell this program to you? Because the mainstream media are complicit in easing this into your life. What should be happening on the TV is people going, hold on a second, what are you going to do with that data when you've got it? Once you've given for free this thing to help them with their mental health and all that stuff that you're saying, what's going to happen to the data down the line? Are you going to, will ownership be retained by the schools and the individuals? According to CZI and Gradient Learning, the science of Along shows that students who form deep connections with teachers are more likely to be successful in school and less likely to show disruptive behaviours. Who would query the idea that good connections with your teachers aids learning? You remember from your own life, those teachers that maybe took a little bit of time with you, told you that they believed in you, took time to help you over the many bumps and curves in the road that education presents you, and also the teachers that were indifferent and stuff. We all know already that schools primarily exist to prepare your children for the labour market. So I admire them and respect them. But school, if you look at the model, is primarily to instill in your children notions of conformity and to prepare them to compete in the labour market. Don't ask too many questions, and if you do, put your hand up. What we need to do is de-school ourselves. CZI is one of many technology companies that have created software products that claim to address the social and emotional needs of children. And school districts appear to be rapidly adopting these products to help integrate the social and emotional skills of students into the school curriculum, a practice commonly called social emotional learning. A survey application for collecting data on students' social emotional state that is used by 23,000 schools serving a quarter of the nation's students, according to TechCrunch. Wow, so that's a quarter of all humans are sort of being pooled into one huge data capture resource. You'll hear in social media marketing this funnel metaphor continually use. Like the mouth of the funnel is where they capture folk, and down the funnel you either pay money or you get strapped up with products or whatever. So this funnel now is capturing people when they're very young. Gaggle, which uses students' Google and Microsoft accounts to scan for keywords and collect social, emotional related data, is contracts with at least 1,500 school districts, Education Week reports. Well, that's not worrying, is it? That they're scanning for social, emotional related data. Like, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm anxious, I'm worried, I'm afraid that people don't like me.
Como pueden ver, él en medio de su particular sentido del humor nos ha mostrado que se ha invertido una gran cantidad de dinero en estas iniciativas, para lo cual sería mejor, según él, invertirlo en otro tipo de programas con la intención de mejorar el estado de ánimo de cualquier estudiante o de cualquier persona menor de edad. Se supone que sería una fundación sin ánimo de lucro. Se está pretendiendo más adelante usar publicidad para ofrecer productos digitales, lo cual para muchos descarta de que se trate de algo sin ánimos de lucro, y sería una especie de red social que, así como Facebook es para el entorno cotidiano y para los negocios, ahora se utilizaría esta red para el entorno escolar y académico.
It's all being dragged in the direction of relentless, unregulated profiteering. I'm not claiming there's a conspiracy to deliberately create anxious and fearful states, but I am saying that it is advantageous to the powerful if large numbers of people are compliant due to their fear and anxiety. A major focus of CZI's investment in education is its partnership with Summit Public Schools to co-build the Summit Learning Platform to be shared with schools across the US. Since 2015, CZI has invested more than $280 million in developing the Summit Learning Program. An enticement that education technology companies are using to get schools to adopt Along and other student monitoring products is to offer these products for free, at least for a trial period or for longer terms, depending on the level of service. You can see how the pre-existing model operated. We all use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever platforms for free, but we are giving them the product. The product is us, our behaviour, our focus, our attention, our very lives is the product, and that's being introduced into schools. My sense is that CZI, a big tech sponsored foundation, is unlikely to invest more than $280 million, and indeed would not have $280 million were there not the opportunity for more power, authority and profit down the road. As CZI funds and collaborates with its non-profit partners to expand the scope of student monitoring software in schools, Facebook, aka Meta, is actively working to recruit and retain young users on its Facebook and Instagram applications. Wouldn't you rather see that in schools, setting up programs that help behaviour, activities for your kids? You don't believe that that would ultimately be more helpful than monitoring them all the time, turning them essentially into data till all they become is data?
Así que, ¿qué piensan de todo esto? ¿Qué va a pasar en el futuro? Les he traído esta traducción. Sé que a algunos no les agrada mucho este personaje, a otros sí, pero de todos modos, como les dije antes, no quiere decir que sea mentira, y ahí está toda la información, así que les seguiré compartiendo más adelante al respecto. Y bueno, seguiremos conectados, en contacto. Suscríbete para más videos como este y hasta la próxima.